Alright, so let's start today's lesson by having you pause the video and find the unit rate just to review for each of the following problems. If you remember, we can find a unit rate just by taking the first item and dividing it by the second one. So here, like how many jumps per minute, we could take 192 divided by 6 and we're going to get an answer of 32 jumps per minute, and it's at unit rate because it has 1 in the denominator. 4 pounds of bananas for $2.36. Typically we're going to do the price per pound, so I'm going to do the $2.36 divided by 4, and we're paying 59 cents per pound. Same thing here, we're going to do $18.56, and I'm going to divide it by 16, so we're paying $1.16 per bolt. And then 288 movies divided by 9 shelves is 32 movies per shelf. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our rates and ratios that we've been working with, and we're going to learn to use one or more conversion factor to help solve rate problems. Now the process of converting from one unit to another is called dimensional analysis or unit analysis. And to convert units, we're going to multiply by one or more ratios of equal quantities called conversion factors. So this is something to remember. So for example, to convert inches to feet, we would use the ratio below as a conversion factor, or 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. The thing to remember is when we're multiplying by a conversion factor, it's actually like multiplying by 1, because 1 foot over 12 inches is really the same thing as 12 over 12, or 1 foot over 1 foot, which is really just 1. So it looks like we're changing the fraction, but really we're giving an equivalent ratio just in a different form. Now one thing to be aware of is you want to make sure that you're always putting the units you're converting to in the numerator and the units you're converting from in the denominator, or vice versa, depending on where they are. So if we were changing feet to yards, we're going to be thinking about the fact, because we're changing 2 yards, that 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. At the same time, in pounds to ounces, 16 ounces is equal to 1 pound. So now it's your turn. See if you can find the 2 conversion factors here. So minutes to seconds, since we're changing to seconds, it's going to be 60 seconds for 1 minute. And hours to days, it's going to be 1 day is the same as 24 hours. Now that we know how to create the ratio, let's look at how we actually use this to solve a problem. The average American uses 580 pounds of paper per year. We want to find the number of pounds of paper the average person uses per month to the nearest tenth. So here, the problem gives us the original ratio of 580 pounds to 1 year. And since we are changing in pounds per month, we have to change from years into month. So here, because years is on the bottom, we have to think about putting it in the opposite spot of where we want it. So 1 year is going to be the same as 12 months. So when we multiply across, the years cancel each other out, and we have 580 pounds, and then 1 times 12 is 12 over 12 months, which if you think about it makes sense because 1 year is 12 months. And now we're just going to take our 580 and divide it by 12, and we get 48.3 pounds per month. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and pause the video and try to do this problem on your own. So here, Sam drives his car 23,000 miles per year. We want to change that into per month. So we have 1 year, once again, is equal to 12 months. So really it becomes 23,000 over 12 months. So if I do 23,000 divided by the 12 months in a year, Sam is driving to the nearest mile per month, 1,917 miles per month. Now sometimes the problems require us to change more than one unit. So here we're going to start with 60 miles in 2 hours. They want us to change it to feet per second. So we're going to pick one of the conversions to change first. So I'm going to change miles to feet. So 5,280 feet is 1 mile. So if we change it at this point, we're going to take 60 times 5,280 and we get 316,800 feet in 2 hours. So now we're going to change, I'm just going to divide that out so we figure out how much it is per hour. So I'm going to find the unit rate, which is going to be 158,400. And you could have actually done this right away from the beginning and changed it to 30 miles per hour. Now I'm going to change that, the number of hours, to minutes. So here we have 1 hour is 60 minutes. So I'm going to really take the 100, and then I'm also going to change minutes into seconds. So 1 minute is 60 seconds. Because here's what happens is the hours cancel out, the minutes cancel out. So if we start here, we have 158,400 feet over 3,600 seconds. And now we're going to find the unit rate again. So I'm going to take 158,400 divided by the 3,600, and we get that they were actually traveling 44 feet per second. Now I know this can seem really complicated, but I want you to try and pause the video and try this one out on your own and see how you do. If you need to, go back and watch the last one again. So we're starting with 180 miles in 4 hours. So this time I'm actually going to change it to the unit rate right away. So I'm going to take 180 divided by 4 and get 45 miles per hour. So I'm going to change to my feet. So that's going to be times 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Which gives us 237,600 feet in an hour. And now I'm going to change that 1 hour over 60 minutes, 1 minute, 60 seconds, and now I'm just going to multiply across, which leaves me with 237,600 over the 3,600 again. So if I take 237,600 and divide it by 3,600, I get 66 feet per second.